Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live. It is Sunday, y'all. Sunday. It is daylight savings time. You know, daylight saving times I think is the worst. Like, who thought of this? What a terrible idea. Like, why can't it just stay the same time all the time? I genuinely don't understand the point of it. But it is what it is. Guys, I'm going to give you every bit of proof and confluence that I have found, including a brand new piece of confluence that I've not shown you, that we are going to bottom this month of March, which we've been calling for several months now, okay? We didn't just all of a sudden get down here and say, oh, I think we're going to bottom. We've been planning and expecting this for a long time now. Those of you that follow the channel know what I'm talking about. Who do we got in here today? A little light crew today. Now, I know it's Sunday and daylight savings, so some people are all kind of off. I get it. I'm a little off. Max, what's up, bro? Eon's back in the house. West Coast. John the Mod. Hawkborn. Salt Chain says, ready for the crash. Babylon 2.0. I believe that Babylon 2.0, we are already in Babylon 2.0 in my opinion. It was given to you and taken live in real time in the VIP Discord. I am short from 73,540. I think is my entry, 73,540. I ran 2 trades there. I've shown you the profits on those. I closed the scalp already. I re-entered later when we confirmed 4-hour closure, which I gave in the crew. Confirmed 4-hour closure. I re-entered a scalp trade. I did not add to my day trade because I didn't want to ruin my good entry, but I did enter a new fresh scalp trade right here when we closed the 4-hour candle back in the value area range. I re-entered a scalp trade. I've closed it already. Made a lot of money on that. I closed the scalp from 73.5 and I'm still in the day trade from 73.5. So we have made a ton of money so far. Hawkborn, loving these little secret infos. Yeah, I got a new one today. I think you guys are going to like it. There's a lot. Listen, we have been, and I'm not bragging, you know, we're wrong sometimes. We're wrong, and I tell you we're wrong, but we have been right every step of the way on the way down here. And I just, until that breaks, we're just going to keep riding it and raking in the profits, guys. John is also short. Good job. Let's see. I got a special guest about to make an appearance for you guys. Special guest in just about 2 minutes or so hang tight for that. Eon says, I'm in my biggest profit trade ever. Thank you. You're welcome. Several of you I've seen in Discord in the biggest profit trades ever. I hate to call you folks out, but you posted it, so whatever. You should be proud. Crypto Hunches. John's in his biggest trade ever. I think you said it was the biggest. Yeah, it's already your biggest trade ever. Crypto Hunches. Crypto Hunches. I think you posted a P&L in here somewhere. Yeah. Crypto. Look at Crypto Hunches, man, up $6,400. This was a 2-day total, 3-day total, $6,400, and that was whenever the 6th was. I don't even know what today is. That was 2 days ago. So we're even further down in that short now. Price is even further down. So you're up even more in that trade. Good job, John. Good job, Crypto Hunches. I know Max is in on this. Looks like Eon's in on this. Yeah. Good job, you guys. Good job to all of you guys. I'm so proud of you. I'm in it. Everybody's in it. I harped on this. And what I found is most people found the confidence to take this trade when we did that big VIP Discord trade where we didn't take a trade at all. I think it was Thursday, maybe Wednesday. I walked you through how I got in this trade, what to look for next when we get the move down, and then the pullback to the 786, which we nailed to the penny 786. That was the next entry on the way down. And then I gave the third entry, which was the 4-hour confirmed to closure back inside the range. So you had 3 opportunities, 2 of them very high probability with confirmed market structure change. So 2 of them very high probability entry signals. So you've had 3 chances to get in this Babylon 2.0 trade. The question is, do we come back up for one more move to a retrace and then down, or is it just down only? That's the question, and I don't know, and I don't care. I really don't care, and you shouldn't care either. You should not care if you come up or not, because we're in the middle of the range, right? Is range high, range low, point of control, we're in the middle of the range. It doesn't matter. It's not your job. I say this all the time. It is not your job. It is not my job. It is not our job to predict if we're going here or if we're going here. It's our job to have a plan and be ready when it gets there. So I really don't care. I'm positioned. If it goes here, I'm already short. And if it goes here, great. I'll be ready for it. But I don't really care which one it goes. I don't care. Because I was ready when it came to the 702 high. I was ready. And I took action. And if you missed it, cool. I get it. That was a lower probability trade. But when I'll drop down to the 4 hour. I'll drop to the hour. Go down an hour. That was a lower probability trade setup, and I just want to show you guys real quick one more time. I don't have the more macro fibs on here, but this is the 702, like right here. So I had gotten stopped out the original time when we came down to it. Anyway, when we came back and reclaimed it, I'm short from here, right? I'm short from here. Then we changed market structures. We set a low, then we set a lower low. When we came back up, we set a lower high. That was the 786 retrace. I told you, I said, there is your entry. And when I took this one, it said in Discord that this is it, guys. I think this is the big move down. That lets you know how confident I was in losing that 702. But anyway, you had the second chance here with the retrace. You had divergences here, 15-minute divergences and down. And then market structure was changed again. So this is continuation of the market structure to the downside. Confirm closure, which I told you, confirm 4-hour closure right here back in the zone. That was short opportunity number 3, and here we are. Here we are. You will see we are bouncing from, I have the dotted line on here, which used to be the symmetrical triangle, which I've kind of finagled a little to maybe a rising wedge or some of you would call this a bear flag. I don't know, but you're kind of bouncing here. So you're currently back testing this symmetrical triangle downtrending line. So will you bounce from here? I don't know. We have some, I put these little baby boxes on here for the Discord. I really don't know if we come into these or not. I mean, we could set all new all-time high. We could go to 200K from here. I don't know. But I set these boxes here because if we're going to continue down, we do have a chance of bouncing here and coming down, or even coming here and coming down. So if you're still not in this trade, if we get one of these, that will probably be your last chance before sub 60K, in my opinion, if we get those at all. So without further ado, I have a special guest I'd like to introduce right now. You've seen his picture before. Right there on my arm, the boy, Jackson. My son is here. A lot of people don't show their kids, but he has his own channel. He has his own YouTube channel. He's got a gamer channel. So he's already out there in YouTube land, so I don't really care. And maybe that makes me a bad parent, but here he comes. This is Jackson, my son. What's up, bro?
Hello, people of the world.
If we were playing Fortnite earlier, did we get a victory?
We definitely got a victory.
Yeah, we have crowns right now, so we have to defend our crowns after this. A man here invested in crypto in the last cycle. Do you remember how much you put in?
I put in $100.
Yeah. What happened to your investment, man? How'd you do in your trading? How'd you do in your trading in the last cycle?
It 5x'd itself.
5x'd his money. Big Jack's got $500. What you gonna do with it this time?
Probably keep investing it.
What are you gonna put? What coin you thinking about putting it in?
Fetch AI.
Fetch AI. Attaboy. He learns. He learns well. Good job, brother. I'm proud of you, man. When did I tell you could have your investment money back?
When I'm 18 years old.
2 more cycles. We're gonna try to 5 to 10x at this cycle and 5 to 10x at the next cycle. Have him a little money when he turns 18. Learn a little something about investing. Good job, bro. Proud of you. All right, man. Get ready to defend that crown when I get back.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See you, buddy. Hey, Jackson. Boy, my boy West Coast here says he digs the Godzilla shirt. He said thanks. He gave the big thumbs up. He's headed out. That's my boy. And listen, I know a lot of parents wouldn't show their kids, but he has his own gaming channel, so he's already out there. So, plus whatever, bring it. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, guys. we're gonna dive in. I've got to show you guys something brand new, okay? But this is the trades we're in. I've showed the P&Ls. I'm gonna save those for tomorrow. We'll see how today goes. We could get a little move up. We will. So it looks like, let's flip on over. Let's go to the daily. Bitcoin's at about 67K right now, 67. We actually pumped up to 68 earlier, but whatever. So let's go to CME. CME closed about 68.3. So if we open somewhere around where we are now, we will have a little gapola to the upside, so we could come gap fill that. We'll have to see how that goes. Altcoins are getting annihilated. They are down. We'll cover some of those. Drop your alts if you want to check those out. Max says, I have had trades with you this big before, but this is close to my biggest single week of profit thanks to the big scalps with the day trade. Yeah, those, I'm telling you, the scalps are magic. When you scalp along with your day, I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it one more time. I'll probably say it much more, but I'll say it one more time today. Number one, you can, if you do it right, you can usually take profit to cover your drawdown amount for your day trade, so it winds up being an even trade if you get stopped out on the day trade. And number two, if you never get into that drawdown, then it just winds up being two big winning trades. I mean, it's really that changed. That was a game changer for me when I started doing that. Trading on MEXC, MEXCtrading.us, and KCEX, KCEX trading.com. Get your accounts, join the team. Yeah, Hawkborn, bring him in the crypto cult early. He's done well. He's done well. He came in on Algorand last cycle, and then Algorand started sucking, so he flipped over to WorldCoin and 5x'd his money. I didn't trade it. We hodled it. We're going to do a little educational trading this time. I'm trying to teach him a little more trading this cycle. So I anticipate him being in his Fetch AI position about sometime by the end of this month. I think almost everything bottoms this month, in my opinion. We're going to jump right into that. Anyway, thank you for being here. Let's dive right in. So let's start this from the top here. Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why I think Bitcoin is going to bottom in the month of March. Yes, just in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think we have the ultimate bottom for this cycle, and then it is up only, okay? Let's dive right in. Let's take a look at our first piece of information. We have been looking at this chart for months, not even now, but for months we've been looking at this chart. On the left, I have the 2018 cycle. On the middle, in the middle, I have the 2022 cycle, and on the right, we have current price action. Now, these are on the daily time frames, but the EMA lines you see are set to the monthly time frame, and we've talked about this extensively. I'm calling this the bear leg cross. The white is the 5 EMA, the orange is the 13 EMA, and the green is the 55 EMA monthly, okay? But we're viewing it on the daily candle chart. So in 2018, when the 5 crossed the 13, you found your ultimate bottom 48 days later, okay? In 2022, when you got the bear leg cross, you found your ultimate bottom 40 days later. Now, full disclosure, we did come later and have the big FTX debacle, and Bitcoin actually went lower by about $1,000 bucks. But for all intents and purposes, this was the bottom, okay? Kind of double bottomed here, I get it, but this was a huge scandal, which likely won't happen again. Certainly could happen again, but if not for this, then your bottom was back here, and even this was only like 1% lower or something like that. It wasn't much. It was like $1,000 bucks. So 48 days, 40 days, and as of now, in current price action, we are on day 47. So this doesn't have to hold. Of course, this could chop around for another 6 months or a year for all I know. But if this trend is going to hold, then we should be finding a bottom here likely this week, okay? And we've been calling for this. There's a fractal that matches up almost exactly here. You can see it right here. I'm going to show you the fractal itself, but you can see this is the area we currently are in compared to 2022 cycle. We came down, came up, chopped around, swooped the high, and then it was lights out to the downside. Same thing here. Came down, came up, chopped around. We just swooped the high last week, and we're now getting this current move down that we're in the short, looking for targets much lower, sub 60K at least, and I'm targeting about 48 to 50K. We may not go that low, but that is my target. I'm prepared for that. But I'm a buyer anywhere in the mid-50s, okay? I'm a buyer anywhere in the mid-50s. Is it really going to matter, guys? If you get in at 54K and Bitcoin goes to 200K next cycle, is it really going to matter if you got in at 54K or 52K? No, it's not. So don't try to time the exact bottom. When you try to do that, you wind up missing and buying in higher on the way up once you realize you've missed the bottom. So, you know, find your target. I'm looking for 48 to 50K, but you know, anywhere in the mid-50s is probably a great buy opportunity, not financial advice. So we're right there in the zone, 47 days, somewhere around where we should be looking for a bottom compared to the last two cycles. Let's look at that fractal a little more zoomed in here. You can see how exact it is. We've been following this fractal to a T in the crew. And this has been on here long before we actually got to the zone. We've been looking for it. Let me zoom out here for a second. I'm going to show you. We've actually been looking for this for quite some time just because of the fractal itself is so almost exact to the last cycle. In fact, we have these circles on here we've been looking for that really line up with the support and resistance zone of the last cycle. I mean, you can see how almost exact that looks. So these circles have been on here long before price ever got to them. We've been expecting this. So I'm expecting a little dip into this bottom circle here, which is going to be anywhere from about 58K down to 40K, somewhere in there. Okay, it's kind of where I'm looking for a bottom to form. Let me zoom back in. I want to show you something interesting in just a second that we have not looked at before. But let's continue with this daily fractal. I'm on the daily time frame. You can see it right here. Same thing I just showed you on the other chart with all three cycles, but you can see if I move this fractal, it may not be exact as far as candle for candle percentages or price movement, but the structure is exact. It is exact. I mean, there's no denying it, and until this breaks, in my opinion, you just have to follow it. You come down. Let me make this a solid line so you can see. You come down in the blue, and that's last cycle. Then you shoot up. Then you shoot up. Then you come back down, which is where I believe we are now. So the question is, do we have one more little retrace before down? One more little retrace before down? Or do we just head straight down? Okay? But you can see how exact this looks. Even if you look at it on the bottom side, I mean, you formed this little descending channel right here before the move up to take out the high. So this is exact so far. So if we're going to get this little move up, we called for this last week. I said I think we probably get maybe Sunday afternoon, but more than likely like a Monday fake out, Wednesday, Thursday reversal. So you've heard that before. Monday fake out, midweek reversal. That's exactly what I'm looking for this week. And if we're lucky enough to get this one more shot at a retrace, I think this is going to be your last trade opportunity before taking it down to mid-50s or lower. So we are positioned from here already. Me and the crew are here. Some of the crew is here as you broke into the value area range. You confirmed into there, but we're positioned from here. My stop is there. I've already teed some P and closed the scalp trade from there. I'm still in the day trade, but if you get one more shot here, I will let you know in the VIP Discord. By the way, if you want to join our VIP Discord, you can go to AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. You can join the VIP Discord there. I give all of my trade setups in advance, and I let you know as I take my trades and how I manage them along the way. So not financial advice. You should never just copy trade someone, but you absolutely could copy trade me if you wanted to at AnthonyLeeCrypto.com and just click on the VIP Discord tab. All right, guys, let's jump back in. I'm going to show you the same chart, but I'm going to show you something you have not seen before that I kind of just discovered today, and I find pretty dang interesting. I'm going to click out to the monthly chart, okay? Monthly chart, and oops, sorry about that, guys. All right, I've got this saved on here, I think. All right, I'm going to look at the entire history of Bitcoin. I'm on the Bitstamp chart and on the monthly time frame, and I'm fixing to click something on for you. Watch this, guys. Look at this. All right, so the orange dotted lines, these represent the tops of each cycle, the all-time highs at that point in time from each cycle. And then the dashed line, the dotted line over, stops at where we confirmed breakout above that high in the next cycle. Okay, does that make sense? So like right here, we topped at 69K in November of 21, and then it stops over here where we confirmed the breakout in March of 24. Okay, that's where I stopped the dotted lines. And I measure from that point forward, from the point where we broke previous all-time high, I measure forward how many days, how many bars, in this case monthly bars, until the bottom, okay? And look at how similar this is, okay? The first cycle, from the time we broke all-time high, broke previous all-time high right here, until the bottom of the next cycle was 24 bars, 730 days. Maybe not exactly 734 days. That's how many days is in 24 months, but it was 24 months. You bottomed in the 24th month from the breakout, okay? All right, let's fast forward the next cycle. This is our 2014, 2015, 2013 top into the next cycle, which lasted until 2018, okay? So you topped, you came down, had a bear market. When you came and broke the previous all-time high, okay, we measure from that day forward until the bottom was 22 bars. So we got 24 bars, 22 bars, okay? Last cycle, from the time you broke the all-time high at about 20K, when you broke out of there, until the very bottom was 24 bars. So we got 24 bars, 22 bars, 24 bars. That's 24 months. So look at this cycle. From the time you broke the previous all-time high at 69K, measure that. We're looking for the bottom. This month, the month of March, is 24 bars. So 24 bars, 22 bars, 24 bars, and 24 bars. Okay, we're on month 24 since the breakout, which is exactly where we've bottomed every single time in the past. That adds to the confluence of our fractals. That adds to the confluence of this as far as days from the bear cross to the bottom. We should be bottoming, I mean the ultimate bottom, right here in the month of March. Every single stat that I can find shows that we should be bottoming there. Not only that, let's look at our March stats, okay? Every month I place these monthly stats on the chart, and I show you, based upon historical data, the entire life of Bitcoin. I have these charts, I showed them, I put them out on the last day of the month or first day of the month, it just depends. But either the last day or first day of each month, I put them out for the following month, okay? On this particular month, I put it out on March 1st, the stats are March. And I have all the data, open, the close, the wick high, wick low, the high date, low date, all that kind of info on one chart. And I look for a trend. What's the trend? And there usually is a trend, not always, but usually you can find a trend. And we're batting 1,000 for the last 5 months. I mean, we have nailed these predictions every single time. And we put this on here on March the 1st. This arrow indicates this is arrows on March the 1st. This is when I drew it. I have not changed it. I saved it. Go watch the video if you don't believe me. So we called for, based upon historical data, a move up in the first week of March. We called for a move up, and the box was the target. That was the historical average wick high. Came right into the box, and as you can see, I mean, we just came right up to that box. We missed it by like $10, but we nailed it, right? The stat that was 100% for March was 100% of the time when you open to the upside, open positively, you 100% of the time closed the month negative. Inversely, if you open the month of March negatively, 100% of the time in history, you have closed the month of March positively. That has happened every single time without fail. Now, that does not mean it's going to happen that way forever, okay? I acknowledge trends are made to be broken, but thus far, in the, 14 years of Bitcoin, 15 years of Bitcoin, this stat is 100%. So you don't go against 100% stats. If you lose one next year, so be it. You're 15 out of 16. That is a very high win rate, okay? So we predicted that price would move up to about 74K and then down. The historical data suggests we would head down here between 56 to 58K-ish, but I put the yellow line, which was my target, in the Anthony Lee crypto crew, down about 49, 50K. That is our target, although historically, statistics suggest we'll come down here to 56 to 58K. So either way, we're positioned from this high. We are positioned from right here. So whether we come here or we come all the way down to my target, it doesn't matter. We're going to make a boatload of money. So this is just more confluence that Bitcoin is set to bottom this month. So you have all this data, historical proof, high probabilities, and the technicals all suggest a big move incoming and likely the bottom, the very bottom. Now, that doesn't mean you bottom here and you just absolutely rip right back up to new all-time highs, right? More than likely, you're going to bottom here and you're going to bounce around here and spend several months forming a high. In fact, we've had this on the chart for, gosh, months. This is my actual prediction that has been on here for months of this is how this whole area would work out. And so far, I know it's a little jumbled on the chart, but so far we've nailed it. I'm on the weekly time frame here, although I think I did it on the daily initially. Go to the daily. Yeah, I did it on the daily. I posted this when we were right here, and I drew a line down. I was looking for a move down, boom, to here. And this was based on the fractal. Then a move up here, which we got. I had the arrow here, and we actually nailed it here. Then a move down here, and then I think we come back into the range we're at now, and we chop here for probably 6 months or so, 4 to 6 months, before we start climbing up and out of here. So this is exactly what we've been looking for. And so far, yes, I understand we are still just in this section here, but so far we've hit exactly as predicted. So that is our historical data on March. That is why we are calling for a low in the month of March, and not just a low, the ultimate low, the bottom. So if you found this content useful and you believe we're going to bottom in March, go ahead and give us a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. Join us in the Discord. We would love to have you. Speaking of which, guys, we got a poll going in chat right now. So hit up that poll. I'm genuinely curious to see what you think. I'll give you about 10 seconds, and then we're going to close that poll out. I'm curious. John thinks we'll have another little retrace. Let's see. See what people think in the poll. Question is, does Bitcoin bottom in March? 100% of you say yes, just like the fractal says. I agree. I agree. The fractal has not been wrong yet. I don't see it being wrong. If it's wrong, great. That's okay. We are positioned in our trades to get stopped out in profit. We've already secured profit, so that's cool for wrong, but I don't think so. Let's look at Fetch. This is the trade my boy said earlier he was going to be riding up. Looks on target. I'm not sure how this is going to react. I really don't know. I don't care. Ultimately, we go lower. This is not even the bottom. I just stopped the fractal from last long ago. It actually went much lower like this. Right, but I just stopped the fractal because I don't really care how low it goes. In my opinion, I'm a buyer on Fetch when Bitcoin bottoms, okay? Bitcoin bottoms and Fetch goes a little lower, so be it. I'm a buyer. As a matter of fact, I've already bought some. Told you guys that in Discord. So I don't really know what happens here. I don't know if this breakdown to where it just went down, or if Bitcoin gets a little bit of a move up in the next couple of days. Fetch might come back up and do something like this. You know, keep this little descending line, find some resistance, maybe back test the bottom where it broke out, and then head down. I don't really know. I'm torn on that because in the fractal, if this is the breakdown, if we're in the breakdown area now, we did not come back to it before headed down. So I just don't really know. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. That's why it's hard for me to leverage trade alts. Because even though this thing and the fractal on this thing say that we head straight down from here, if Bitcoin bounces, so you want to short this, right? But if Bitcoin bounces, this thing is liable to never mind this fractal and come right back up with the Bitcoin bounce before going down. So I don't really know. Either way, this fractal is freaking exact, guys. I mean, this is exact. Look at this. move down, come up, another little down, up, down, baby up, break down. So you got 1, 2, 3 little highs, down, baby little up and down, 1, 2, 3 highs. Broken the bottoms. This has been on here, guys. You would be crazy successful, crazy profitable if you've just been trading this. You just have to believe in it. In order for you to successfully trade this like we have, you have to believe this is going to play out. And now I think some of you are starting to believe it's going to play out because you're seeing it. You're like, oh gosh, it's been so exact this entire time. It's got to finish playing out. But you got to believe it before you get there. And you can do that based upon, the rest of the cycle, or rest of this bear leg anyway. We've been calling this step for step along the way, every single move. So when we enter this lower zone here, like, oh gosh, what a mess. Let me clear this up. When we entered this lower zone, whether it be for Bitcoin or Fetch, you should have or could have, not financial advice, I did. I started trading it immediately because all of this, the fractal up here, matched up perfectly. Remember we had the 3 lows? We showed the 3 lows. We were doing the Babylon entry watch, right? We had them sitting up like something like this. 3 lows, 1, 2, oops. Messing things up. 2, 3, and then we had the bounce attempt coming up. Everything was exact. We only missed one little thing, which was like, I think it was a 2 or 3 day 5 crossing the 13 or 5 crossing the 55. That's the only piece that we missed. That's the only piece that wasn't, exact. But the rest of this was exactly the same. 3 drops into these few pumps up. 1, 2, 3. I think we got two pumps up last time, 3 pumps up this time. That was the only thing. That was the only thing. But all of this was exact. This actually looks like this. You come down, you bounce, you chop down, you take the high, then you move down. You come down, you bounce, you chop to the downside, you swoop the high, and you move down. The structure is the same. And we are expecting the same result. Currently, unfortunately, we are trapped below point of control. We'll zoom back in here. We are trapped below POC, but gosh, I don't know. I'm torn as to whether or not we come back up here. I really am, guys. Really am. On one hand, we're bouncing from this descending support/resistance from the symmetrical triangle we broke out of. On the other hand, we're below point of control. The fractal suggests down. Actually, the fractal suggests bounce. But we're right there at the number of days where we should be bottoming any day. If I had to go out on a limb, I'm going to say because the fractal has not broken yet, I think we get a baby retrace, probably just a value area high, daily naked point of control, and move down. Gun to my head, this is what I would call for. However, if there was no fractal, I would just call for this. But gun to my head, I'm not longing this though, and I'm not opening a fresh short. I'm in the short from here. If we got this retrace, I would consider opening a fresh scalp short. But I will not add to my day trade position short because I have too good of an entry up here. I don't want to mess up that entry by bringing it down. So gun to my head, I do think we get the retrace probably back up to about 70 to 70.5K, probably at the most. And then I think it's lights out. Then I think it's the lights out. A little bit shorter stream today, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here in a few. I just wanted to come live and give you guys little updates and let you know that everything looks great. Everything's still on track. And maybe kind of encourage you guys, if you're not in this trade, that you may get one more crack at it. We will have that CME gap up here. It's only going to be at about 68.3, 68.2. We looked at it earlier, somewhere in there. If you can come filled out, maybe liquidate some of the shorts, late shorters, get them moving to there. It's maybe your only chance. Let's fib that. It's going to take you right into the 0.5. The 0.5 is literally on value area high. I think you probably wick above that, tap into that daily naked. Do you come up to 7.8 or to the 618? I don't know. I wouldn't bank on it. I would look for this daily naked point of control at between 70 and 70.5, 70.2 to 70.5. Somewhere in there is where I would really look for a reaction and some divergences. It's going to be hard to form a divergence from here to here. It's going to be very hard to form a bearish divergence from there to there. So what you would probably want to see is something like this. I'm going to erase the fib. The 0.5 is there. You'd want to see something probably like this. Let me drop down like the hourly. You may not get on the hourly though. You probably just a 15-minute would probably be good, because you're probably going to get a little more local entry. So it would look something like this, and it doesn't have to go straight to it. Something like this. Probably not even that high. Probably front run the daily naked here. Something like this. Come down, then you come take that daily naked, and then you move down. And this is where you would set your divergence in. So you would hit something like this, coming up into the value area high, come down, something like that, right? Something like that, and then you would actually have a triple drive possibly that way too from here. But if you don't have the triple, that's okay. I would really look for this. Okay? That's what I will be looking for if I'm going to enter a scalp. Again, I'm not financial advice, but I'm not going to add to my day trade there from 73.5. I will just open a new fresh short on KCEX because my day trade is on MEXC. So this is what I would look for, guys, if we're lucky enough to get it. And if we do get it, it's going to come sometime between probably this afternoon and Tuesday at the absolute latest. If it hasn't happened by then, I don't think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be down only. So I do think if we just chop here and kind of continue to find this resistance point of control, I think it's going to be down only. So if we don't get this by Tuesday, I don't think we get it. Probably sooner than that. Probably tomorrow. Any questions, guys, before we get out of here? I know it's a little shorter stream than usual. I'm hanging out with the boy today, though. Gotta go defend our victory crown in Fortnite. Bitcoin just hovering around 67K. Not much price action. We did a little encouraging move this morning, but I mean it just rolled right over. I mean right over. All right, guys. Well, there's no questions. You're welcome, Hawkborn. You are welcome. Well, if that's it, I'm going to let you guys go. Victory it is, and I will see you guys next time. We'll be back tomorrow for the VIP live stream in the morning. We'll look for that VIP trade. Maybe we get into this trade tomorrow at the U.S. Market Open. We'll see. Other than that, congratulations to you guys who took these trades. I know you are up massively. I'm proud of you. I will see you next time.